Hi, welcome to Hatha Yoga. I'm Melanie from Yoga Within. Thanks for joining me today. We'll start in a seated position today. As always, if your back's bothering you and you prefer lying down, lie down and let your knees bend. Otherwise, just find your most comfortable position. If you need to sit up on a little block or blanket, by all means do that. Rest your hands on your knees or in your lap. And just take a long deep breath in and a long letting go exhalation. Eyes open or eyes closed, whatever feels right for you. Take a moment just to let go of all the activities of your day and reconnect with that place of mindful breathing. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Breath by breath, the thoughts drift by. The mind can begin to slow down. We find ourselves present in this moment. Slowly let the awareness begin to return. Just let the chin drop down towards the hollow of the throat and begin to introduce some gentle movement into the neck by letting it roll side to side. Perhaps making the movement a bit larger from shoulder to shoulder, or even taking the chin up towards the ceiling, down and across, and over to the other side. Bring the head back to the center. Lift the head up. Roll your shoulders out a few times back, a few times forward. Take a long, deep breath in. Bring both shoulders right up into the ears. And a long, loud letting go exhalation as you release. Just bring your knees up, stretch your legs out and bounce into your knees. Rock your legs out, bring some big circles into the ankles, go both directions. And then point and flex the feet rapidly. Keeping the legs straight, bring the arms up, stretch, tighten the whole body as tight as you can, make fists, and then loudly exhale, let it go. Bring yourself back into a cross-legged position. Try to cross your legs the opposite way. And if it feels better to keep your legs straight, by all means. Moving into some gentle seated cat-cows just to warm the spine. As you exhale, squeeze the air out of the lower abdominals, round to the upper back, drop the chin to the chest. And as you inhale, press the bottom back, expand the belly, lift the chest, lightly squeeze the shoulder blades, and roll the gaze up. Exhale, the movement originates at the base of the spine, so squeeze the air out, round back, chin might go to chest. Inhale, lifting into that gentle back bend position. Do this 4 or 5 more times at your own speed. So if you prefer a little bit more dynamic movement, go faster. But if slow and deliberate movement is what your body needs today to start warming up, then that's what I suggest you do. It's all about tuning in and checking in with how you feel, not doing anything that's causing you pain or discomfort. When you do finish in the rounded position, just releasing that back bend that you did. Bring yourself to an upright position and move into a gentle forward fold, whether it's elbows to knees, elbows to floor, or you may need a stronger forward fold where you go all the way forward. Take a breath or two there, and then bring yourself up. Roll your shoulders back, and then forward. Stretch your legs out. Bounce into your legs. And bend the right knee, draw the thigh to the chest, extend it out. Left thigh into chest. And just alternating, trying not to lean back. Try to keep the foot sole off the floor if you can. And the leg that remains straight, try not to flop it out to the side. Good. And then finish both legs straight, bend the knees slightly, tip torso to thighs, and move yourself into whatever feels like a full, comfortable forward fold for you today. And you know, it's not always about what feels the most comfortable. Sometimes there is discomfort, and there's a fine line between what is painful and what is uncomfortable. Bring yourself up, roll the shoulders back, stretch your right leg out, bring your left leg in, readjust through the glutes. If you need a prop under that left knee, by all means, twist over that right leg and take your body forward. Take a breath or two here, and then walk yourself back up. You can either repeat that 2 more times, or as long as the shoulders don't hurt, lift the arms up, fold the body forward, come back up, keep the weight even on both glutes, on both legs, fold the body forward, keep the neck in line with the rest of the spine. Bring yourself back up, lower that left hand to the outside of the right leg, right hand behind, twisting to the right. Breathing in and breathing out. Come back to the center and then switch. Right hand to left, left behind, twisting left. Keep that right glute firmly rooted. Try to keep your chin parallel to the floor. And then bring yourself back to the center, bend the right knee, bring the foot in, coming into this Baddha Konasana or butterfly position, rocking a bit from side to side. And then pausing, taking yourself forward with the heels tucked in close to the body or the heels moved out a bit. Anything on the ground, try to keep the weight even, which would include your elbows, your forearms, your palms. And then bring yourself back up. Put the left foot on the floor, stretch the leg out, open it out to the left, and reposition through the glutes. Use the props if you need. Twist yourself over that left leg, press out through the toe mound, and take yourself forward. Weights even on both glutes, so don't be afraid of a little bit of wiggling around. And then walk yourself back up. Repeat that twice more. Or if the shoulders and the neck don't hurt, bring the arms up as you breathe in. Fold forward as you breathe out again. Keep the weight even if you can. All the way back up. Press through that left toe mound. Folding forward, breathing, neck in line with the spine. All the way back up. Lower the right hand to the left leg, left arm in the low back. Breathe into the back body as you twist to the left. Shoulders are down. Keep your breathing. Bring it back to the center. Switch, twist the other way. Keep that left glute on the ground. And back to the center. Bring the left foot in. Again, rock it out. If you had the heels in close last time, you may want to try sliding them out to more of this diamond shape. Coming forward, even perhaps bringing the arms under the legs, palms up or palms down. What benefits your shoulders more? Press strongly into the soles of the feet or roll the foot soles apart. Bring yourself all the way back up. Help the knees together. Tip the torso over the thighs and fold the body forward. Remembering if it's back and hamstrings, keep those knees bent and the feet farther apart. Or on the other side of that leg straight. Bring yourself all the way up. Roll the shoulders out. Rock it out. Swing your legs behind you. Come onto your hands and knees. Tuck your 10 toes under. Send the bottom back to the heels. Lift the knees up and find downward dog. If you prefer staying in your child's pose position, stay in child's pose. From downward dog, come onto your knees, place the tops of the feet on the floor, and send the hips back to the heels into child's pose, where you may need to stack fist on fist. Breathing. And then bring yourself back up onto your hands and knees. Send your hips to the left. Send your hips to the right. And then just going from side to side. Try to keep the weight even on the hands and on the feet and on the knees. You can always have padding under the knees if that's what you need. Pause at the center, and you choose child's pose or downward dog one more time. Keep your breathing from here. Find your way into a standing half fold or full fold. Again, doing what feels best for you. Hold the elbows, just rocking a bit from side to side. Release the arms as long as back, neck, and shoulders don't hurt. Come up with your ears between the arms. Otherwise, walk the hands up the legs. Come all the way up and release. Inhale, lift the arms. If your shoulders hurt, put your hands on the hips and bend over to the right. Come all the way back up, soften the shoulders. Go the other way. All the way back up. Fold the body forward. If you need to pause halfway, go halfway. Come down onto the knees and bring yourself all the way up onto the knees. So if you need padding under the knees, use padding under the knees. Tuck your 10 toes under. Start with the hands on the hips, just noticing that the hips are even. Squeeze your inner upper thighs and press your hip bones forward. Bring your hands to your glutes and lift up out of your low back as you slide the hands to the backs of the thighs, lifting the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades, and just taking your eyes up to the ceiling, keeping a smooth neck. Make sure that you're breathing, make sure that the hips are moving forward, you're lifting up out of the low back. Use the strength of your legs to bring you all the way back up. Place the tops of the feet on the floor. Send the hips back to the heels. If you need to, open the knees a bit wider for hips and low back, do that. Come down to the elbows, rest the head in the hands. Don't drop the head down if you're feeling dizzy at all or you have blood pressure issues. And just let the bottom rock across the heels. Place the hands back down on the floor. Come back up, bring the knees and feet parallel, tuck the 10 toes, and bring yourself up onto your knees again. Roll the shoulders back. So as we move into camel pose once more, again, you're squeezing the legs in, rise up the legs, press the hips forward. You can take the hands, press them on the glutes, move them to the backs of the thighs. Some of you may want to interlace the fingers into more of a chest expander position. Open the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades lightly. Make the neck long. Use your glutes, just don't overuse them. Remember, you are trying to strengthen the spine. Take the compression out. The strength of the legs bring you up. Release the hands. Tops of the feet to the floor. You may want to stack the fists. Work with your breath. You might want to rock the bottom across the heels. And then bring yourself back up onto your hands and knees. If you know downward dog is not what you need to do, then stay in child's pose. Otherwise, tuck the toes, send the hips back, knees lift. Find that downward dog. And I would encourage you to really explore moving your feet back a bit and perhaps even a little wider apart today. Try different positions because our bodies get used to the same routine, and so change is a bit harder to come. So explore. And then take the gaze towards the hands. And bring your feet towards your hands, landing in a half or a full fold. And then either walk your hands up the legs or extend the arms and come all the way up with the ears between the arms. Lowering the arms down, roll the shoulders back, and roll them forward. It's good. bring the arms up or keep your hands on the hips. Bending to the right. Come all the way back up, drawing the shoulders lightly down. Go the other way. Come all the way up, add a back bend. Hands to hips if that's better for you, or glutes, or thighs. All the way back to standing. Bend from the hip creases. Move the feet wider apart if you need to for back or hamstrings. Go all the way forward if you can. Halfway is perfect also. Keep the right foot on the floor. Step your left leg back. Bring the left knee to the ground. Put something under the knee if you need. Come up on the fingertips. And then come up, place the hands on the hips. Those left toes can be tucked or the top of the foot can be on the floor. Knee above heel, knee and hip in line. Breathe here. The left hand goes to the right knee. The right hand goes to the back of the left thigh and you twist right. Keep your breath. Bring it back to the center, square the hips, right hand to right knee, left hand to the back of the left thigh, twisting left. The hips remain straight ahead. Back to the center. Hands can be on the hips for a back bend, thumbs to the sternum, or elbows by ears. Press down into the front foot. Bring yourself back up. Lower the hands to the floor, tuck the left toes, lift the knee, step back to plank. If you don't want to do plank, go tabletop, hands and knees. Bring the knees down, place the tops of the feet on the floor, and send the bottom back to the heels. Try not to move the hands. Bring yourself back up onto your hands and knees. Bend the elbows, lower the torso down, or come down onto your belly however you like. Slide the hands under the shoulders, come up, forehead, nose, chin, chest into this baby cobra, or lift the hands up. Keep breathing, legs are strong, hands down, chest, chin, nose, forehead, press up onto the hands and knees, send the bottom back to the heels, stay there, or tuck the toes and go into downward dog. Your choice. What would benefit you and your body? From here, find your way into a standing half fold or full fold, however it feels good for you. Either walk your hands up the legs to come up, or if you prefer, interlace your fingers behind your back, straighten the arms into that chest expander position. You can also use straps. And bring yourself all the way up to standing. Pause. Release the arms, give yourself a big hug. Open the arms. Give yourself a big hug the other way. Open the arms, lower them down. Inhale, lift the arms up or hands to hips. Bending over to the left. Back up to the center, soften the shoulders. Other way, keep the legs strong. Bring yourself all the way up. Add a back bend. Remember, hands to hips, to the glutes, to the low back. Where do you need them? Keep the legs strong. Unclench your toes. Come all the way up. And as you exhale, fold the body halfway or all the way forward. Place the hands on the floor beside the feet. Keep the left foot where it is. Step the right leg back. Toes tucked, knees down. Bring yourself up. Those right toes can be tucked or untucked. What feels better? Left knee above left heel. Left hip back, hips squared. Right hand to left knee. Left hand behind, hips point straight ahead, twist left. Breathing. Breathing. You can bend both elbows to open the shoulders. Come back to the center, left hand to left knee, right hand behind, twist to the right. So left hip back, right thigh forward, breathing. Back to the center, square the hips, hands to hips, thumbs on sternum or arms up, add the back bend. Press down into the front foot, front hip back, back thigh forward, breathe here. Bring yourself all the way back up. Lower the hands to the floor. Tuck the right toes under. Lift the knee. And step back to plank. You can be in tabletop if that's better. Knees down. Tops of feet to floor. Bottom goes back to heels. Try not to move those hands. Bring yourself all the way back up. Tabletop. Elbows bend. Torso moves forward, lower down onto the belly. Hands under the shoulders, come up, forehead, nose, chin, chest. Lift the hands, keep even the pinky toes on the floor. I see you rolling your feet out. Hands down, chest, chin, nose, forehead. Press up onto your hands and knees. Bottom goes back to heels where you can stay if you prefer. Otherwise, lift the bottom, tuck the toes, send the hips back, and find downward dog. Walk that dog out for a breath or two, send those hips up and back. Then bring your feet back between your hands, ending up in a full or a half fold. Either walk the hands up the legs, or bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers the opposite way, touch the palms, breathe, come all the way up with the arms lifted, breathe, pause, release the arms, give yourself a big hug, open the arms nice and wide, give yourself a big hug. Open the arms wide, bring the arms forward, come up on the balls of the feet. Breathe in. If a squat is too much for your body, stay in this balanced position. Otherwise, see if you can come down into a squat, coming all the way back up, back down into a squat, all the way back up. Last time coming down into the squat to stay. So if you're not doing the squats and you haven't sat down, sit down. Go from the toes to the heels to the bottom. Release the hands, slide the heels forward. Scooch the bottom back or sit up on a block and take the body forward. Take the forward fold that feels best for you. Keep the neck in line with the spine. And then bring yourself all the way up to a seated position. Let the knees bend. Support the backs of the thighs and lift yourself up nice and tall. And this might be your happy place. You might not want to go any farther than that. Or you might lift that left foot up off the floor, lower it down. Again, I leaned back a bit, so try to rise up out of the base of the spine. Right leg goes up. Take it down. You can repeat that once more on each side. Keep those elbows in close. Keep the shoulders soft. And then you can either repeat that 2 more times, or there might be some of you who want to lift one leg and then lift the other. You can support the backs of the thighs. Some of you may be able to hold the calves. Some of you may be able to begin to straighten the legs and extend the arms out. Do what truly benefits you. If there's pain in the back or the hamstring, you really should change it. Bring yourself back down, lower the heels down, lift the spine up. If twice was enough, then be content with that. But if you can do one more, just lean forward slightly. Make sure you've taken care of the back. Bring yourself back up. One leg comes up, the other leg comes up. Reset from the foundation. Don't thrust that chin forward. Stay there. Or take it to what truly benefits you. Listen to the story of your breath. When you come down with control. Lift the spine. Remember, the idea is to lift the hips so the pelvis tilts as you move into a forward fold. And you may find that it's more of a happy baby forward fold that you need today, with the feet farther apart and the knees moving into the armpits. You can also bring the arms to the insides of the legs, reach around and grab the outsides of your feet. Big toe mounds, press forward. And then bring yourself all the way up. Roll the shoulders back a few times, forward a few times. As we come down onto our backs, you can come down any way you like. If there are some of you who do not have tailbone problems, back or neck problems, and you enjoy the spinal rocks, do a few spinal rocks, 7 or 8. Use your breathing. Try to keep the chin just tipped down a bit so you're not moving into a place of giving yourself whiplash. And when you've done the number that you're planning on doing, finish all the way down on your back and just take a moment, reestablish your neck. So adjust, tip the chin down a bit, move the feet about mat width apart, and just let the knees rock a bit from side to side. So you're also rolling to the sides of your feet. Keep your breath. Try to keep both glutes relatively close to the floor, so when the knees go over, try not to lift up. Try to sink that bottom downward. And when you feel like you've done, about an even number on each side, stop at the center and bring your thighs into your chest. And just make yourself as tiny as you can. So if that means lifting your nose towards your knees, lift your nose towards your knees. And then the head comes down. Place your feet on the floor. Now here you may find that you might need a strap. If you don't have a proper yoga strap, you can use a necktie, you can use a skipping rope, you can use the rope from your bathrobe. Keep your left knee bent and your left foot on the floor, and straighten your right leg out along the mat. Then lift your right leg up in the air. Reposition, try to keep both hips even. Slide your hands up the leg, and then if you can reach your right big toe with your right hand, use it. Otherwise, use the strap. Hold it in the right hand. If your back doesn't hurt, stretch that left leg out. Try to drop that right hip down towards the short end of your mat. Spread your toes and breathe here. Now, if you can lift the torso up off the floor, lift it, but keep dropping that right hip down. You may need to slide the hand farther up the strap, and try not to lock the knee. Keep a slight micro bend and that action of dropping the hip. Bring the torso down and bend that right knee. Slide the hand farther up the strap. Move the hip in the socket and begin to straighten that right leg and straighten the right arm. So you may find that you no longer need the strap, but keep that left glute on the ground. Your head can turn left if that's better for you. Keep breathing. Unlock that right leg, bring it back to the center, drop the hip. You can always hold the ankle or the calf if you don't have a strap. If you can bring the torso up off the floor, drawing that right hip down, do that. Left palm on left thigh or on the floor, wherever you need it. Torso comes down and that right leg comes down. Bend the knees. Let the knees rock a bit. Bring the thighs back up into the chest. Give yourself whatever you need to release the back. Put the right foot on the floor. Stretch the left leg out along the mat. Both glutes, both hips are on the ground. Lift that left leg up. Slide the left hand up the leg, grab the big toe. Otherwise, use your straps. Hold the ankle, hold the calf, whatever you can. If the back's not hurting, then straighten the right leg. The right palm on the right thigh or on the ground, wherever you need it for strength and stability. Chin tips lightly down, torso comes up. If that left hip is lifting, try to drop it down. Press out through both toe mounds. Think about the shoulders being even. Follow the rhythm of your breath. Torso comes down. Bend that left knee. Start moving the knee in towards the armpit. Move the hip in the socket to the left. And then extend that left leg. The right glute probably will want to lift. Stay connected top and bottom half right here at the core. Keep the weight as even as you can. Keep both legs active. You can turn your head right if you like. Take one more breath in and one more breath out. Bring that left leg back up, dropping the hip. You can peel the torso up off the floor if you like, but drop that left hip down. Try to keep the shoulders even. Torso comes back down. Lower the left leg down. Pause. Bend both knees. Let the knees rock a bit from side to side. And again, this might be enough. You might need thighs into the chest. Some of you will want happy baby. Just see what actually feels the best for you to release what you've been doing. Then place the feet on the floor. If you did have anything under your head, just slide it out. Reposition so the chin tips down. Place your palms on the floor beside your hips. Have the heels directly below the knees and the knees and feet about hip width apart. Draw the belly lightly towards the spine, then lift bottom, low back, mid back, coming up into a very gentle bridge position. So not a full-on hip lift or wheel. Drawing heels towards shoulders, shoulders towards heels, connected top and bottom half. Legs are active, glutes are active without being overactive. Squeeze those inner thighs. Take one more breath in, one more breath out. And then I think you're good for another breath in, another breath out. And then lower directly down. Everything is one unit. Pause. Bring the knees into the chest. Rock it out. Extend the legs up. Slide the hands along the outsides of the legs and let the legs drop into the arms. So create a bit of resistance. Press your arms into your legs, or press your palms into your legs and your legs into your palm. Tip your chin down and stay there, or as you exhale, lift the torso up off the floor. The shoulders roll slightly down. Legs are active. Head comes down, legs come together. Arms open to the ground, either both legs lower straight down, or if your back hurts, bend your knees, lower your legs down. Once you're all the way down, take a really deep breath in, tighten everything up. And a big, long, loud, letting go exhalation. Take a moment, give yourself time for any last movements you need as you prepare yourself for Shavasana. If you do have a wall close by, it's always nice to take the legs up the wall. Otherwise, just find that position that feels the best for you. Come back to that place of I am breathing in, I am breathing out. I inhale peace. I exhale to release. Breath by breath, the thoughts drift by. Mind begins to slow down. The breath deepens naturally. body softens. Welcoming these moments of stillness, remembering the importance of giving yourself this time of stillness at least once a day, just to replenish and nurture your body, your mind, your spirit. Time to let go. Give yourself time to stay in Shavasana for a few more moments. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Have a good day. Namaste.